Hey friends, hey! Welcome to the first reading vlog of 2025. So we're starting the first vlog of just whatever I get up to this week. So it's Monday, back to work. It was extremely busy today at work. I'm about to go take a tour of a nursing home facility for my mom. So I'm gonna start doing that. So I'm gonna be doing that a lot because you know what? I don't wanna just put her anywhere. So I need to do research, which I just heard a horror story from one of my friends who I found out her mom is also in a memory care, and I was literally about to call one of the places that I was like, no, do not. And so I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. So a lot of research to do, you guys. It's daunting. It's really daunting. But anyway, I'm off work now. Tonight, Jess has sprints. I'm going to be reading Games Untold. I have a discussion with Gwen on Thursday for this. I'm only like 145 pages in. I got to finish this by tomorrow. That is my goal. I want this to be my last book of 2024. And then I don't know that I'm going to start a book on Wednesday because I'm off. It's New Year's. But I don't know if I'm going to read or not because I have a lot of things that I need to get caught up, you know, for the new year. I need to do November, December wrap up. I need to do my January TBR. I just have a lot of things that I need to do and edit and all that. So I may not read on Wednesday. But Thursday, Gwen's month-long reading challenge starts and we are playing Clue. So I'm going to start my reads for that. And it may not be anything that y'all want to hear about because I'm going to read Fourth Wing again. So, like I said, not a dedicated reading vlog for this. This is just whatever I get up to this week. I just wanted to vlog it. And that's probably going forward in 2025. My vlogs are going to just be whatever I get up to with some dedicated vlogs sprinkled in there. Anyway, so yeah, I will check back later with some updates on what's going on. Bye. Happy New Year's Eve, friends. I am off work. Busy again today. Ugh. So last night I was on sprints with Jess. We had a lot of fun, laughing, silly. I love being on sprints with her. It's such a good time. And then today I had to work and it was just as busy today as it was. Not quite as busy today as it was yesterday, but it was still pretty busy. And then my mom had an accident that I had to clean up. So I had that unexpected cleanup that I had to do today. And now I'm running to the store because I need to get a couple things that we're completely out of that I need. And then I'm going to stop and grab dinner and go home. And I think me and my husband are just going to watch movies. I don't know what. We have no plans. We really just don't. We're past the point of celebrating for New Year's Eve. You know, we're just like that old chill couple. We'll probably watch some movies, go to bed early. We may or may not still be awake when we're in bed. We always go to bed and watch TV laying in bed. He usually will watch TV and I'll usually read my Kindle or something and then, you know, go to bed. So I don't know if we're gonna make it till midnight, y'all. But anyway, yeah, I have got, I think I'm 60% through Games Untold. Ooh, that's what I'm going to do. I am going to read. I'm finishing this book. I have till midnight to finish this book. So my husband maybe just will watch. Maybe I'll just tell him he just needs to watch all his YouTube stuff so I can read. So I can read my book because I want to get it finished today. I technically don't have to have it done until. Oh, I just hit a button. Technically don't have to have it done until Thursday, but I want to get it done. I want it to be my last book of the year, not my first book of the year, because I would like my first book of the year to be way better than this is. Hello friends, I'm here with a car update. I did not do any updates yesterday because I was busy and then I didn't feel good. So yesterday I ended up taking down all my Christmas decorations and getting that all put up and doing some cleaning. We had a nurse come out to the house to assess my mother to see what level of care she would be at for one of the facilities I went and looked at. Sorry, I'm adjusting you guys. It's just one of the options. They have different So the rent is the same depending on what size room you get, and then your care level price is different depending on what level of care she needed. So there's 3 levels, and based on what I had like verbally mentioned with him, he was like, she's probably at least in the middle, maybe the higher one. So that's why she came out. So it's cold here, you guys. Ooh, turn my heat on. So I'm sure I'll hear back on that. After talking with the nurse, I'm sure she's at the top level, just from the assessment she did with my mom. So I did that, and then after the nurse left, my mom started doing her obsessive talking and knocking, and it lasted for like 6 hours. So I had to deal with that. And then on top of that, I had some sinus pressure yesterday, early like afternoon. So I did a sinus rinse, I took some sinus meds, and then my headache just kept getting worse. And by like 3 o'clock yesterday, my head was just pounding. And I had to do meal prep yesterday because, you know, it was like a Sunday for us, but had to go back to work. So my husband went back to work today. So I was meal prepping, and then like right around like 4:30 or 5, I just started getting really nauseous. And I was like, I don't know if it was from the headache. I don't usually get migraines, so I don't know if it was that or not, or if I'm actually getting sick. I don't know. And then literally from like 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. I sat in my chair and kind of dozed off and on with an ice pack on my head. And then I went to bed. And so I still do have a slight headache this morning. So I don't know. So as far as reading goes, I did start a NetGalley arc. It's a romance, I believe, but it's called She Doesn't Have a Clue. But I almost kind of feel like that might be kind of a mystery too. I'm not sure, but the main character, she's an author, and she writes like mystery books. And she is going to her ex-fiance's wedding. She's been invited to it. And I guess there was an expectation of her to come because I think her ex-fiance is like high up in this publishing company that she works for. So she agreed to come. And then when she shows up, at the same time she showed up, one of her really good friends shows up. And I don't know what happened between them to where they're not friends, but it's a male friend. And I feel like there's going to be a romance between them. And when they show up, when they're checking in, they say, oh, he's your +1. And she's like, no. She's like, we're both just separate guests. And they're like, no, he's not on the list. If he's not your +1, he has to leave. So she's like, okay, he's my +1. So they've got to where they now have to stay in the same room and basically hang out at this wedding of her ex-fiance. So the ex-fiance is like, oh, I didn't think you were going to come. And then he sees that she's with the best friend, and he's like, oh, are you guys together? And the best friend's like, yes, we are. So now they have this whole like lie going on that they're together. But like I said, I don't know if there's going to be a mystery in it, or if it's just, I feel like it's not. It's just in her mind. Sometimes when something happens, she's like, ooh, that would make for a good mystery if the butler was the killer of this and blah, blah, blah. So I think it's just kind of fun hearing her in her mind trying to work out a story for a book. Anyway, so I'm having a pretty good time with it. I've only listened to like 20% of it so far. And then I did have a Christmas book come due on Libby that I had a hold for, and that was the Ellie Alexander Christmas, I don't know, holiday homicide, I think, is something like that. That became available, and I was like, I've read all of the new series up to this one, and it was on my list to read at Christmas, and I didn't get to it, so it just became available. So I was like, I'm gonna read it. So I am listening to that, even though Christmas is over. And I said I was done with my Christmas books. Here I am listening to this Christmas. But it's a really good book. And obviously it involves her bookshop, and there's a mystery and a murder and all the things. So yeah, it's a good time. I'm about 40. I got to about 35% into that. I really wanted to read last night. I just couldn't do anything but just sit in my chair last night. So I didn't get anything done. And now I had to work today. I'm on my lunch break, making a run to the store really quick because I don't want to do it later. And yeah, we're supposed to get a big snowstorm this weekend. So I think my plan is going to be to go to the grocery store tomorrow after work and stock up on groceries. That way I don't have to get out all weekend. But I do have concerns that my daughter works on the weekend and it's going to be snowing and she will have my car. The first snow of 2023 in November, it was like right after Thanksgiving, she took my car to work and wrecked it. So anyway, she has my car because she works mostly at night and her headlights are not great right now. And she had to order new headlights, which she paid for herself, but they will not be in for like a week. So she has my car. But anyway, my car is all-wheel drive, so she would take mine. So cross your fingers, y'all, that she doesn't wreck the car again. Okay, running into the store. I'll check in later. Bye. Praise the Lord. It is Friday and I am off work, y'all. This has been a week and I had one day off. It has been so busy at work. So busy. So I did manage to finish Holiday Homicide by Ellie Alexander. I loved it. Gave it 4 stars. That series, it's a newer series. I think there's only 4 in the series so far. And they all came out like really quick, one after another within the last few months. So good. Highly recommend. We'll definitely continue in the series if there's more. So I finished that last night and then I started The Giver. I have never read this book. This was published in 1993 and my daughter's read it. I guess she read it in school. And this is one of Gwen's favorite books. Her other being Tomorrow, which I'm going to read next month again. I read it last year. Didn't love it, but also may not have been in the right reading mindset for that book, but we're going to give it a go again in February. So this says, life in the community where Jonas lives is idyllic. Designated birth mothers produce new children who are assigned to appropriate family units, 1 male, 1 female, to teach. Citizens are assigned their partners and their jobs. No one thinks to ask questions. Everyone obeys. The community is a precisely choreographed world without conflict, inequality, divorce, unemployment, injustice, or choice. Everyone is the same, except Jonas. At the ceremony of 12, the community's 12-year-olds eagerly accept their predetermined life assignments. But Jonas is chosen for something special. He begins instruction in his life's work with a mysterious old man only known as the Giver. Gradually, Jonas learns that power lies in feelings. But when his own power is put to the test, when he must try to save someone he loves, he may not be ready. Is it too soon or too late? So I'm only on page 20, but I am enjoying it so far. Like the family dynamic of, like them sitting down to eat and talking about, an emotion they had that day or, what they did. And then Jonas talks about how he's apprehensive of going to the ceremony of 12 because he's just like unsure. He like doesn't know what he's going to be assigned to do and if that's something he's going to want to do. So yeah, I'm very intrigued by it. Like I know nothing about this, but I'm having a good time with it. I did have to put that on pause though, because Clue started today. Day 1 of Clue. So basically for Clue, we have to read a certain number of books to move each tile to get into a room. Once we get into a room, we will get a clue. So basically once you're in a room, then we have to read a book for the prompt for that room, and then you get a clue. And then you leave that room and you read in the hallway to get to another room. So the book that I am reading that I started this morning is Fourth Wing. And look at this edition. I did get this special, and I also still have up here, well, you can't see them, but they're right up there, 2 extra copies of Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. So I do need to sell those. But my first copy of Fourth Wing was just a basic normal book that is it's not pretty at all. Didn't have the sprayed edges. I missed out on the dragon sprayed edges. So I did end up just buying a regular copy. But then when this edition came out with the bonus content and the black sprayed edges, I was like, yes, I need this. So I bought this. I actually have not read the bonus content in here, so that'll be nice to read this time around. I have literally been burning through this book. I love this book, and you can't tell me otherwise. Like, this is just as good the second time around than the first time I read it. Literally just got chills when her dragon picked her. It's just perfect. And then look at this bookmark that my husband made me. Look at that dragon. Is that not great? It's 3D printed. And then my husband 3D printed me a dragon. So the dragon chills at the top with my books. But anyway, so I am about to go to the grocery store because we are about to have a snowpocalypse this weekend, apparently. I'm not looking forward to that. So I'm gonna go to the grocery store. I'm gonna come home. I will be on reading sprints tonight on Maddie's channel for her birthday. It is her birthday. And then, yeah, I don't plan on leaving the house this weekend. I do have to go to the bank tomorrow morning to discuss, you know, my mom's finances and get everything worked out with that for, you know, payment for her facility, that when I do find a place, you know, to get that all situated. But yeah, and I'm just going to plan on staying in and I'm just going to read. All right, friends, I will check back with you later when I have some updates on what I've been reading. Hello, friends. Welcome to the master bedroom. It's a hot mess. Welcome to 2025 Julie, who's just keeping it real. I mean, I was always keeping it real, but you know what I mean. I've never really been in this room with y'all. I am cleaning out the closets. That dresser over there, completely empty, needs to go away. Old TV needs to go away. My dresser has all kind of stuff over it. This corner, clothes. Obviously the bed is full of stuff from the closet. So it's kind of a hot mess. But anyway, I will probably maybe give you a, kids closet. This is Haley's clothes. Her closet is so small that it doesn't fit half of her clothes. They end up here when we hang them up after we do them. It's Sunday. There's a snowpocalypse outside, so can't go anywhere anyway. So I'm literally reading for Clue and cleaning this room. One of the things that I would like to do in 2025 is to decorate my house more. I've mentioned in some of my vlogs before, I am not a decorator, so I'm not good at it. So I want to get organized this beginning of the year. I usually always do this at the beginning of the year, clean stuff out, do a closet clean out, do, you know, whatever. So that's my plan, y'all. Just to start getting organized, getting it clean, and then decorating. So I will let you know. But as far as what I've read, I finished Fourth Wing. It was excellent. As far as what I've been up to, let's see, Friday night I had sprints with Maddie. We did no reading. It was really fun. There was a lot of us on there and we did talk some book stuff, but we also talked like goals, like what we want to do with our channel, like great things about people that we've met. Anyway, it was just a fun time, but I didn't get any reading done. But I did manage to finish Fourth Wing yesterday and get a little bit into Iron Flame. So I got my page count done so that I could get into the first room, and I just finished the book I read for that, which was A Cherry Cheesecake Murder by Joanne Fluke. And there is an easy cherry cheesecake recipe in there. They're like individual cheesecakes that I've been making for years. I don't think I'm gonna make those because I don't know if I have any cherry. Well, first of all, I don't have anywhere to send them because my husband's going to a new job tomorrow. And we don't know what that's gonna look like. So that's also another change that he's dealing with. So I am just going to continue reading in the hallways to get to my next book. So I think I'm gonna go back to Iron Flame. I'm very excited. So this is my project today, laundry. And I am doing a closet clean out. Good times. Gracie Bees! Come on! I got my corner all cleaned out yesterday. I do want to get a different stand right there, and then I may get like a little standing lamp to put there. Anyway, this has got to go. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. This is empty. That's full of crafts. That's a box of a bunch of VHS tapes that I got to figure out what to do with. So then once this is gone, I may just make this whole, like a whole reading like area, but I don't know. I managed to get 4 bags of clothes that have to go to Goodwill. Empty, you guys, empty laundry baskets. Those are the stairs for my dogs, but we don't ever use this tub. This literally just usually gets chock full of stuff. But those will be gone soon as the snow is gone, because right now it's snowpocalypse outside. Hello, friends. I am just about to put on some of my makeup. I did not have a chance to do it. It is now my lunchtime. So I'm gonna put on my makeup, and I thought I would just give you some updates about what's happening. So I'm gonna take my eyeballs off. So I wanna not be looking at you, but we'll talk about what I've been reading. So honestly, I can't remember the last update that I gave you guys. So I can't remember if I told you guys I finished. Okay, so I finished Fourth Wing. I reread that. Honestly, I don't know if it's been a little while. So we had Snowmageddon that appeared over the weekend. So I did not go anywhere. So I forgot, I did give you guys updates. I was cleaning and I got my room done. And then I think this year I just want to go through and make a list of like things that I would like to update in my house. I mean, maybe not update, but like things that get like overlooked, you know, like cleaning wise. I know a lot of people do like deep cleaning in the spring, but I usually like at the beginning of the year, I don't know what it is. Something is just like, it's like a new fresh start. So I'm like, I need to freshen up the house. So I have things that I've been just looking at. So like the decorations in our bedroom have been there for 20 years. 21 years? 21 years. I'm trying to think. Since we built the house, okay? Like we never painted our walls. So those are the same color that, you know, came with the house, which was just like a basic tan color all through the house. So that's the only room in our house that the walls have not been repainted. Every other room we have at some point painted. Oh my gosh, I just lost my powder stuff. Look, it's like, I just lost a huge chunk of it down into the sink. Let me get it back. Come here, buddy. I guess I need to order a new one of these because it is all broken. It's great. Anyway, so there's another big chunk of it. Maybe I just need to, I think there's something else. I think there's something you could do to like put it back together. I think you have to like crush it up and then mix something into it. It like puts it like, that binds it back together. I don't know. I probably just need to order a new one. So I don't know that I don't mind the color in our bedroom, like just having it that color. I just at some point would like to probably paint it and like redecorate it, because it literally has pictures that were in our very first house when me and my husband moved in that we got when we decorated. So they're not even as old as this house. They're older. So we lived there for 5 years, our first home. And some of the pictures in that, in there are from that. So I guess we just never did because nobody goes in there besides us. Like, besides me and my husband and my daughter. So, but I would like to do that. I need to like paint some of the trim in that around the house and clean in areas that don't get cleaned very often. Eventually, we'd like to get a new kitchen table. It is so funny because I don't know about anybody else, but like we never eat at our kitchen table. Like we cleaned off our kitchen table so that we could play Monopoly over Christmas Eve. Normally it's just the 3 of us and we will set up a table in the living room and play there. But since Haley's boyfriend was coming over, we decided we should probably play at the table. So our table usually gets full sorry you guys, like, so, I don't know about any of us, but like I can't seem to like talk and do makeup at the same time. I would never be a beauty channel, y'all. Anyway, yeah, so we would like to get a new table. Our table is really old and jankety, but then we also were like, but do we need a table? Because like we never have used it. It's funny because we were just talking, we're like, do we really need a table? Because like nobody ever comes over to our house like to do anything. Like we used to have Haley's birthday, you know, parties and stuff, and so family would need to come over, and we used to do a Christmas with my family over here. But then, you know, since like COVID, we haven't done anything. And then now my family's coming for a late Christmas at our house. I'll show you guys here in just a little bit what this bathroom hall bath is, where Haley and I have like all of our stuff. And it is a hot mess in here because it's not that big. There's hardly any counter space. So I ordered a cabinet that I need to put together. It goes over the toilet. So I need to put that together. That way we have some more space for organizing. But anyway, so as far as what I've read, I read Fourth Wing, loved it. I got into a room for Clue, and I read Cherry Cheesecake Murder. I think I told you guys that. And then I was back in the hallway and started reading Iron Flame, and I'm almost done with that. And then my second room, I read When the Day Comes. So the prompt for that room that I got in was a historical romance. Yeah, that's not my jam. I don't like historical romance. I don't like historical books usually at all. I think that book is part of a series. It was the first in a series. I'm not going to continue in that series, but I needed to find a book to read. And I had seen somebody mentioned it. I don't know if it might have been Hannah had mentioned wanted to read it or whatever. But basically the story is the main female character. She is a time jumper. I don't know if that's what they called them or not, but she is able to live in two different timelines. So one was like 1700 something, and her other one was like 1915 or 14ish or something like that. So 1700s and 1900s. So basically she would go to sleep and live one day and whatever, go to sleep in another day and that. So she was just bouncing back and forth. So she was living two different lives. And then it's something that runs in her family. Not everybody has it, but like if they have a certain birthmark, then they're able to have this dual timeline life. And then once they hit age 20, they have to decide which timeline they want to live in for the rest of their life. So she was 19 at the time. And then she's almost about to be 20, and she has to decide, and she has picked the timeline she wants to be in, but then something happens that is going to force her to have to stay in this other timeline that she doesn't want to be in. And she's not happy about it. But then I don't want to give anything away, but basically hang on, I'm going to pause you guys while I do it. I got to get really close to this mirror. Okay, I'm back. I had to get really close to the mirror, and I have to like pull my eyelids to, I got the old lady wrinkle eyelids now coming in. So I have to like pull it to get my eyeliner to go on, straight without it being all jankety. Anyway, so she has two families, and they're different families in each of these timelines. She has a different mother and a different father and different siblings, if any, whatever, in these different timelines. So it's different families. So she has to decide which one she wants to live in. And whichever one she doesn't decide, she dies in the other timeline. So that family will have to mourn her. So she does have a love interest in one timeline that's kind of like unattainable. And then she has another, more of a forced marriage in another timeline. So yeah, so they're just completely different like relationships, and she's got to decide. But then there's also different family dynamics, and then like work life and things that in different, you know, timelines that are happening on, and the war and things like that. So all of that plays into how, you know, her decision on what she's going to do. And her mom is in one of the timelines, her mother is a time jumper as well, or was a time jumper, because obviously she chose to stay in a certain timeline. So she actually has, you know, can talk to her about it in that timeline. And the other one, she does not. She cannot talk to her. She doesn't have anyone to talk to in the other timeline about it. So, make sure my makeup's on okay. Ugh. So, oh my gosh. Y'all, I didn't have my eyeballs on, so I could not see how much of my powder broke off into my bag. Yeah, I've got to clean that up now. Anyway, so, I mean, it was a pretty good story. It's not something, again, it's not something that I would just like choose to pick up, but I did have a decent time reading it. So I kind of did feel like that book was more of just kind of like a historical fiction. It wasn't heavy on the romance. But yeah, overall it was a decent time, and I ended up giving it 3.5 stars. Not going to continue in the series, but yeah, it worked for what I needed it to work for. I decided to pause my Clue reading so that I could read The Giver. And this is one of Gwen's favorite books ever. I started it before Clue, but I only read like 25 pages. So I decided to take a break from my Clue reading, since this is a month-long reading challenge. I kind of decided I know I'm not going to be the first one to figure it out. None of us are going to know like who solved it first until like the very end. But it's not really like a time challenge thing. It's just kind of like well, for me personally, I just want to read, have fun, see if I can figure out who done it. Anyway, okay. So let me get myself together here. And I'm going to flip you guys around and show you what I'm working with this bathroom. Okay, here's our hall bath. So it's a small counter, just a tiny counter. So this is where we keep our hair stuff. I did get this to keep it more organized. And then I need to get something to put like our hair spray and stuff in. Maybe like a shelf up here, I'm not sure. And then I got this over here. This just kind of has all our random like face stuff. There's like makeup stuff and hair clips and other stuff. And then this is all over like skincare stuff, toothbrush, whatever. And then over here is the toilet, and right here is what I'm going to put the cabinet. It's like an over the toilet cabinet, so that I can try and get some of this off of here. And then we do have storage down here that's like full of storage stuff. And then over here is just a big empty wall, and I would like to do, I have some decor pieces that I want to put up, but I have not done it yet, y'all. So, because, you know, I'm so good at it. Anyway, that's my bathroom. That's a project that I would like to get done soon. Okay, so I'm done with that. Let me come back in here and tell y'all about the book that I was reading. Okay, so The Giver. If you haven't read this, I highly recommend reading this. So I really didn't know what to expect with this. Gwen's just like, read it. It's great. And it is so good. Like, I guess my daughter read this in school, when she was in school, and she really liked it too. So we follow Jonas in his family dynamic, who he's been chosen with. And then of course, when he goes to his ceremony and he's like skipped over and everybody else is assigned a job, and he thinks they like he did something wrong, and that like he got, you know, in trouble for something, or he's not worthy to have a job assignment, only to find out that he was selected to be the receiver, and the community only has one receiver, and he's been the receiver for like ever. So it's basically the receiver of memories, and his job now is to learn from this receiver. Basically, the current receiver is this old guy, and he is now giving all these memories to Jonas. That's why it's called The Giver. So basically there's something special about them that they're able to receive these memories, and the receiver has like centuries worth of memories from people. Everything from happy, good, sad, whatever, and then he has to basically transfer them all to Jonas. So the last part of this basically is just him. So when he, puts hands on him, he determines which memories he wants to give him, and then he receives those. And when he receives some of these memories, they're like painful, like physically painful memories. Like he sees and feels everything associated with those memories. So not just the painful ones either, but like the good ones, the happy, the love, like, because all of the people in this community, like it said, like everybody's the same. They don't see color. They don't have like these strong, loving emotions toward each other. Like basically they're just born to have these jobs. This is what you are. This is what you do. And that's it. Kind of like robotics, but they're not robots, It was just really descriptive and colorful writing. And like for this being a middle grade, like that is like shocking that this book is a middle grade, but very powerful, and highly, highly recommend picking this up. So thank you, Gwen, for recommending this to me, and I loved it. So I gave this 5 stars. Okay. I am currently in another room for Clue. So I'm currently reading another cozy mystery. I'm reading A Dark and Twisting Path by Julia Buckley. This is the 3rd book in the Writer's Apprentice series, which I am loving this series. And so we're following Lena, and I've talked about these, at least the first book, maybe the first couple in some of my other cozy vlogs I've done. But in this series, basically we're following Lena, who is currently living with an author that she is helping write her books. It's like the dream job for her. So she's living in this huge house. She gets to be with her favorite author and help her write her books. And, along the way, there's been a couple murders, and they've had to figure that out. So anyway, so in this one, this is just a continuation of the last book. There's something that happened in the end of book 2 that is now just kind of continuing into book 3. So I can't really tell you what it is because it would give it away. But just know that I am loving this series, and it is my goal to get completely caught up in this series. Actually, do not know how many there is. Let me look. Okay, so it looks like there are 6 books so far. So I don't know if this is, yeah. Okay, so the 6th book was just published in April of 2024. So I don't know if that's going to be the last or if there's going to be more, but my goal is to finish the rest of these. So that's going to be easy because there's only 6 and I'm currently on 3. So I only have 3 more books to read after that. But one of the things I would like to do in 2025 is obviously complete cozy mystery series that I have started. So if I'm already 1 or 2 books in, I'd like to just go ahead and finish those. I'm going to finish this cozy mystery, which I should get done today. And then I have, let's see where I'm at. I had to stop reading Iron Flame. This is all I have left, because I got in a room and so I got to finish my reading for that room, and then I'm going to go back to finish that. So I'm going to finish this cozy, and then hopefully maybe finish this today, if not tomorrow. And then, yeah, I will be at a place where I think I'm going to pause my Clue reading, and then I think I'm going to start on my Peter Pan vlog that I want to do. Because I am going to be reading Peter Pan, which, look at this edition. Is this not so pretty? It's tiny. It's cute. I am a little worried about this because some of the people in the Patreon have said that they DNF'd it because they didn't like it. And it's like nothing like the Disney movie Peter Pan. So, that's all I'm basing this off of. Like, I have never read this book. And then also in that vlog, I'm going to be reading Straight On Till Morning. This is a Peter Pan retelling. This is part of the Twisted Tale series by Disney, and I cannot wait to read this. It's going to be such a good time. And then we are going to be watching Hook on Friday night. So yeah, I'm going to be finishing this vlog up, and then I'm going to be starting this vlog. So if this is any interest to you, keep an eye out because it'll be out soon. Okay, friends, I'm here to close out this vlog. So I did go to the facility today. It did not go as well as I would have hoped. I don't hate the place. It was just sad. It was just sad seeing a lot of those people there. And like the first facility I visited, it wasn't it wasn't very sad. I mean, it was sad seeing that like some of them are just like sitting around just kind of being meh, but it felt more like just like a chillax, like a family, big family home. It was a smaller facility. But unfortunately it is self-pay. So if I put her there, she's going to outlive her money, and then I'm going to have to move her. And I know it's not great to move Alzheimer's patients, you know, around. I would like to find a place for her to go, you know, and not have to move. But this place really just looked like a hospital, like everywhere. They had no private rooms, so they were all semi-private rooms. And I'm sure that's because it's a Medicaid facility and they have more people that need access to that, which is unfortunate that in America, old people can't even afford to live anywhere. It's just really sad. But I don't know, it just seemed, I mean, the main part was okay. Like there was like 3 hallways, and in their rooms, you know, they had their bed. You can put whatever you want on the walls. You can make it their own, which not a lot of people did. And then she took me back to the memory care area, which is literally down in, you know, you go down one of the wings and it's locked down. And then you go back there and it was just like an open space, and there was, you know, several tables that they could sit at. A lot of them were just sitting there eating. You know, there is a little couch area with a TV and whatnot. And then of course they had 2 main hallways with rooms, and it was just really sad because all the rooms were literally just beds and maybe a nightstand. There was nothing personable about any of it. And I'm like, did these people's families just drop them off and dump them and just not care? Like, I literally know that she's probably not going to care what her room looks like because she's not going to be there mentally to know a difference. But like, I would want to feel like it would be more for my benefit, you know? I mean, there was one lady's room that was decorated, you know, and it looked like a, you know, an old lady's room. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's it. I don't think it's it. I mean, I don't know. I need to compare some other Medicaid facilities to see what they look like compared to this one. Like I said, it is an older place. I don't know if I mentioned it in this. So it is an older building. So, and they did just get bought out, she said. So they're going to be doing some updates, and I actually didn't mind the like oldness of it in the like main area, like where all the tables or whatever. It kind of reminded me of like a, what's that one? A Cracker Barrel. It kind of reminded me of a Cracker Barrel, like, you know, with the like old lady, you know, little curtains on the windows and, the tables and the tablecloths and sitting. And honestly, for them, for like old people like that at this age, like that might be comforting for them, you know? But I don't know, just that back memory care area just seemed very, and just not welcoming, if you will. I don't know. And I did talk to them about, like, just because she has an Alzheimer's diagnosis doesn't necessarily mean that she might be at that level where she, you know, she's not a flight risk, because she did ask if she's a flight risk. And I said she has never tried to go outside. Like, and I don't know how she would be, like, once she actually gets somewhere that she's not familiar with, if she will try and run away. I don't know. But I said, with the exception of not remembering, like, where her room would be, like, she can do everything else. She can feed herself. She can go to the bathroom. She can walk fine. You know, she can talk, not sensibly, but she can talk, you know? And so I said, I think, you know, she very well could just sit at a table and randomly talk to people all day. And she just may not know how to get back to her room. But if somebody could help her back to her room, then, you know, then she'd probably be okay. I don't know. I don't want to pull the trigger yet. Like, they definitely have openings. It's definitely, they, you know, will work on her transitioning into Medicaid. You know, she wouldn't get kicked out if her Medicaid's pending when her money runs out, which is appealing to anybody who's in this situation, honestly. I don't know. I just gotta, anyway, I had a little sad moment today. Just not even just thinking about, not even just thinking about my mom, just like seeing those people that literally looked like they were having the worst day on the planet, or that there was just no light in their eyes. It was sad. It was just very, very sad. And it took me down a little bit of a Debbie Downer moment this afternoon. So I'm praying on it. I'm just going to move forward. And, you know, like I said, my motto in life is everything happens for a reason. If it's meant to be, that's what will be. So I do have another tour with another facility on Monday, and I called. It is also a Medicaid facility. They don't have any openings right now, which she said that could change, but that I was welcome to come look at it just so I could get a feel of like what it looks like. I need something to compare it to, you know, like you don't ever want to just go look at something and buy the first thing you see. Like, you have no comparison. So I need to see another facility to compare it to like what this first one is. So we'll just see. It's a task. Anyway. So I didn't really get any reading done until like literally just a little bit ago. I was able to finish Iron Flame. I'm just as angry as I was the last time I read this. I mean, I loved the book. I just don't like how it ended. So I'm ready for Onyx Storm so we can continue. And I better not be left on a bad cliffhanger on that one. But anyway, so I'm done with that. I am taking a break from my Clue reading, and I am going to start Peter Pan. Gwen has sprints tonight, so that's what I'm going to do tonight. So that is going to be it for this vlog, friends. That's what I have been up to for the last week and a half. And yeah, until my next video, friends, be yourself, be awesome, be kind.